Okay, good. Let's do this switch to, I will do on the whiteboard, okay? I'll do on the whiteboard. So again, after publishing or after uploading our videos, we get thousands of responses, and now people send us questions on digitals, right? Because from many groups, and wherever interesting question have, we analyze. I show how to solve this problem in 30 seconds, even less, and you have enough knowledge. You see me, or you? Who can see me right now? No, not the screen. You see me, right? Well, look at this. I take different color and divide everything by 57. Why? Because more convenient to operate with quadratic equation with leading coefficient equals to 1. You know this, right? From your beautiful school. What I have, x squared plus 57b plus a over 57 times x plus AB over 57 equals to 0. Why? Leading coefficient equals to 1. How many seconds does it take? Just divide by 57. Now, I remind you this great mathematician. People send me this stamp. His name is Francois Vieta. In 16th century, he created theorem. According to this theorem, product of roots equal to this term without x. Step number 2. This was step number 1. Step number 2. And this is number 1. So product equals to term without x. Now, how to find k? I divide both part by AB. And cancel out 1 over 57. Okay. So how much time does it take if you know Francois Vieta theorem, students? Can you believe you can do this for 20 seconds, even less? And only one student get correct answer. Vlada, A+. Too long, but good. Who understand this? 100% right now, 100. It's beauty of math. Who does not understand? Ask me. Alisa? Yes.
How do you know that KAB is equal to AB over 57?
According to Francois Vieta theorem, I give example. For instance, x squared, for example, plus 3x plus 2 equals to 0. You factorize x equals to 0. Alyssa, what are you supposed to write here for factorization? What?
Plus 2 plus 1.
Why?
Because those numbers multiply to 2 and add up to 3.
Okay, synonym for multiply. Product.
Oh.
So product equals to this guy. Product equals to this guy without x.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
More questions? Okay, keep in mind, students, they do the same example. I have seen this maybe thousands times, I have books from 17th century. Even the 17th century use this approach. For 17th century SAT. Okay. Any questions so far? Who'd like to get another problem from this digital? for practicing. Okay, let's have fun. I give another problem. So, okay. What is good is sending many questions which you have where in real let me find another one randomly. Okay, just a sec, I have tons of them. Good luck. So when you have this question, and keyword is no solution. You recall that no solution only in one condition. You have actually two lines. It's linear equation. If you have a line mx plus b, it's preliminary explanation. And you have two lines. In order they have no solution, they must be, first of all, parallel. And second of all, parallel, right? Y-intercept must be different. In this case, no solution. And we have two lines. This line is 3kx plus 39. And this line is 48 over 17x plus 36. There are two lines. Imagine this is y1 and this y2. This f of x1, just for explanation. And this is f of x, and this is g of x. So far, so good. Everybody understand? Line, parallel lines, postulate, if Euclidean postulate, they never intersect, so no solutions. When they have no solutions, they parallel. When they parallel, when their slopes are the same, right? So their slopes are the same. Or 3k equals to 48 over 17. In order to find k, I just divide both part by 3. Cancel out. This would be what? 16. The answer is 16 over 17. So the two real problems, you can solve it in seconds, because this is fast time sensitive, right? You have to solve not only fast, always use stopwatch, old fashioned, which I use for training. Okay, who understand this 100%, 100? How many students get A plus so far on time, more or less? Okay, well, let's go to the screen. To screen. Okay. Look at this. Just before the start, try to use image of this problem. Because what is this? Make some sketch over there, I don't know. Some sketch, preliminary sketch. This x and this is y. Actually, you solve it fast, but it just explanation takes time. Y equals to negative 1.5 is over there. Pretend this is negative 1.5. And this line, I take different color, goes like this. And this y equals to negative 1.5. So far, so good. Now, since this is positive, we have parabola. And parabola, you can represent parabola in different forms. But in order to have common solution, first of all, I know 100% this is upward parabola, right? Not downward, upward, because coefficient in front of x is positive. So it means this parabola is supposed to go like this. There's only one solution we have here. Okay. And position of this parabola depends on this value. So far, so good. How to find position of this parabola? Easy. First of all, I can find vertex. And you know this x equals to negative b over 2a. This formula. This is just formula. Why I put it in a rectangle, because in frame, because this is not this a. A is a leading coefficient equals to negative 8 over 2 times 1, which is negative 4. Okay. And this is negative 4. Okay. Now the second step. If x is negative 4, what is coordinate of y in this case? You plug in here negative 4. Negative 4 to the second plus a times negative 4 plus a must be equals to negative 1.5. So far, so good. And this is just simple manipulation. This 16 minus 32 plus a equals to negative 1.5. Or this is negative 16. Negative 16. And I add 16 to both parts to get 16 to both parts. Bring down 8 equals 14.5. So students, again, before to solve any problem, try to see pattern. What is our target? In trees, we name it, how we name it in trees, my student who take an internship. How we name this in trees?
Problem solving?
Sorry?
Theory of problem solving?
Yeah, but trees is too general. In trees, we name, you remember, IFR, ideal final results. Идеальный конечный результат for people from Europe. Our ideal final result, this is picture. And this, from this picture, you clear know this is your target. After that, it's just go-ga-ga stuff. So if you skip all this explanation, how much time does it take to solve this problem? You do step number 1 and plug in over there. Step 2, 30 seconds. Well, students, who understand this? 100%, 100, 100, 100. So in our course, try to follow these steps, and we are supposed to not only solve but also decrease time for this. Do you like in future every time I will send you some questions, real or the word from people send me for digitals? Who would like to continue this on next class? Not right now. You have any question for this homework? Okay, it's a great opportunity for practicing. My suggestion, review this at home and try to solve fast. My point, majority question you can solve in seconds. This. Okay. Did you have fun? Good. So I have tons of these questions. I even created a special file for this digital SAT with feedback. Some people who send me, they spend like entire page for solve this. Why? It's 2 steps. Not only for this problem, for different problems. Okay, good. Now let's go through your what? Through your test, most request questions. Vlada, would you like to read this? Your questions. Your question and few more students. Number 7, module 1.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
The sum of two numbers that differ by 3 is q. What is the smaller of the two numbers in terms of q?
Okay, thank you. So it's, what is it? 7, right? They said the sum of two numbers. And what else? They differ by 3. It means if x is the smallest, the first number. Next is x plus 3 is the greatest. If you add them up, you get 2x plus 3. And the sum. And they said this equals to what? Q. And they ask you what the smallest number, right? X. So, well, minus 3, you have 2x's equals to q minus 3 and divide both part by 2. So far, so good. Any questions, students? It was number 7. Again, I go through most request question first. After that, I can return to any questions you have. Okay. Number 9. You student ask. Let me make a picture for number 9. Like this. Like this. Number 9. Okay. And this is the center, module 1. And this is, I connect this by radii, and this is KL, and this, what is it, D, KM. And they set this 4. So this is 6, and this is 12. Since this isosceles triangle, both sides the same, and perpendicular altitude is a median. So this 6 and this 6. So far so good. And they ask you what this area of circle. Well, this is radius, and any you can apply Pythagorean from triangle OML. R square equals 6 to the second plus 6 to the second Pythagorean. 36 for 36, 72. And area of circle is pi r square. Plug in here 72 pi. Okay. Again, if it's too fast, if you have question without hesitation, ask. You ask, I explain. Okay, good. Number 10. Number 10. Who understand up to this point everything, students? In addition, I control who is listening here. You have 2 seconds to raise hand. Theodore? Okay. Good, thank you. Listen, 2 seconds. 3 seconds, I consider you not listening. Only 2 seconds. Beyond of 2 seconds doesn't count. Number 10. You have x plus y equals to 4. And x minus y equals to what? 0. With the following correspond to the system equation above. Well, always unscramble. The most convenient for you, y equals to mx plus b. So minus x, and this line negative x plus 4. Minus x and minus x cancel out. Negative y equals to negative x, or multiply both part by negative 1. You got y equals to x. Compare these two lines. This slope equals to 1, and this slope equals to negative 1. And you see m1 equals negative reciprocal to m2. It means this line must be perpendicular. I don't know which quadrant, nobody cares. So look in multiple choice perpendicular lines. It's only what? A. Okay, so far so good. Students, every time raise hand. Who understand 100% of this? Have a question? Ask me. Number 12. Okay, where is number 12? And number 11 also. What we have for 11 for 12. For 11. Typical question for SAT. And what we have here? XX, YX. Y, X, Y opposite sides, right? And this X also Y. And what the question? What area of shaded region in terms of X and Y? What a question. Who can solve this problem in 10 seconds? 10 seconds. Put your hands down. Use simple logic, students. Again, before to multiply everything or just, just like routine, find this area, find this area. You don't need, we can afford to do this. Let me show simple logic. This standard question. Look at this. You see this rectangle white, and you see this rectangle black. They are congruent because their sides yx and yx. So these two guys congruent. Take different color. How understand so far? They're the same. The same. Student feedback. No, students again. These two guys also congruent. This is white and black. Why? Because diagonal of square always split this by two congruent triangles. And the same logic you have here. Look at this. This triangle shaded and this one white, they're the same. So if you see this without explaining, you see this clear that this shaded is half of this. Because this was to say white, black, white, white, black, and white, black. And from fourth grade, how to find area of square? Since this side is x plus y, area shaded equal half of this area of square, or half of x plus y to the second power. That's it. If we skip these extra lines for explanation, it takes seconds. If you remember, we did similar for Mark Twain prep. Remember? Shaded area question, students, 4th, 5th grade. Who has questions for this? Who understand everything? Good. Good, this was 11. Cross it out. Number 12, you students. In number 12, what we have? Number 12. Many students ask 12. Jasmine, would you like to read number 12, please?
Number 4?
12. That was your
12.
question. Yes.
Okay. Water is poured from a full 1.5-liter bottle into an empty glass until the glass and the bottle are 3/4 full. What is the volume of the glass?
Thank you. So what we have? From a full 1.5-liter bottle in empty glass until the glass and the bottle is 3 or 4 full. So this is bottle. This is number what? 12. Let's say this is bottle and this is a glass. Pretend, schematical. And what you know, this is 1.5 liters. Next. and some water from here. This is water. Goes into this glass. Okay. And now this is 1/4 part of this one is full. No, they said not 1/4, 3/4. They asked 3/4. If 3/4 and this 3/4. Until the glass about 3/4. Okay. This 3/4. 3/4 volume of glass. And this 3/4 volume of bottle. I just write what we have here. It means that this one, I use different color. Different color. Here it is. Why? It was empty. It means this water, so 1/4 volume of bottle, occupy this water. The same, this purple is the same. Again, whatever I take from here goes over there. Just visualize everything. So, and we have how to find volume of bottle. It's given here. So 1/4 or 1.5, right? dSAT. Liters, it's multiplication, this is decimals. And this equals 3/4 volume of glass. And what the question? What the old volume of glass? Beautiful. Take again different color. And multiply reciprocally both part by 4/3. Okay, so cancel out. Cancel out. 3 goes into 1.5, 0.5. And you get 0.5 liters. Always use image. 47 years ago, I created a company. I named it Patterns Image before, while ago, before 5%. Patterns Image Corporation, because everything based on patterns and images. Use image every time. Who understand this 100%? 100. Good. Image is important. You never think by, in real life, by, let's say I ask you about lemon. What is a lemon? And nobody see like LEMON. You have image. Nice, sour, juicy lemon, right? Yes or no? Images. Use images. It's natural. Okay. Next is 14. 14. What is 14? I'm gonna find this 14. Oh, here this. This is over there. Okay. And who asking of 14? 7 students. Alyssa, 14, please.
15?
14, 1-4.
A car travels 180 kilometers from A to B at 60 kilometers per hour and returns from B to A along the same route at 90 kilometers per hour. What is the average speed in kilometers per hour for the round trip?
Okay, thank you, students. Again, when you ask about average rate, no thinking too much. We did many times with you. You do it instantly in seconds. By the way, this is our class is digital SAT math. So what we have here, what is given number 14? Module 1. Okay. You have this 180 kilometers, what else? And this is 60 kilometers per hour. And back is 90 kilometers per hour. By the way, do you like this question? Even we started in Mark Twain 4th grade. And many of my programmers get this kind of question in job interview. But that's very easy question. And I ask you, what the average speed? Well, only one approach we have, the fastest. Our average always equals total distance divided by total time. Total distance equals to 180 back and forth, 180 times 2. Total time, it's time from A to B. What is it? 180 divided by 60, because you know time equals distance divided by rate, 4th grade, remember? 180 divided by 60 plus back 180 divided by 90. So this is 3, this is 2, and this is overall 5. Okay, 5 goes to the 180 36 times, and 36 times 2 is 72 kilometers per hour. This average rate. Okay, this formula. It's not memorization, just common sense. To understand this 100%, it's not average rate, because this is not general average. This is weighted average. Remember, we studied weighted average because it's not equivalent number of hours we have. To understand this 100%, 100. Any Jasmine, questions? Who has question? Ask me question. Don't be shy. If you doubt, better to ask. Okay. This is about it. It was number 14. Next, we go through. Again, I return to any of this question. But first of all, most request questions. Okay, what is best? Few students ask 17. For instance, Veronica Z, please read out loud 17.
8 men working together to build a house in 12 days. How many days would it take 6 working together to build the same house?
Okay. Module 1, 17. What topic is math? It's related to, Veronica? Yes, Veronica, any idea? This inverse variation, inverse. Why? Look at this, what we have here. 8 men can build a house in 12 days. 6 men takes more time or less. What do you think? Less number of people, more time they spend. You see, opposite. If two quantity goes opposite, more people, less time. Less people, more time. Inverse variation always resolve in one line because product before and after is the same. So what we have here, NM17, you have 8 people product for 12 days. If there are 6 people, this is people, this is days. Overwhelming. How many days? I have no idea. Product before and after is constant. Remember? Constant, the same, always. So divide both part by what? By 6. 6 goes to the 12 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16. And now use common sense. If you have less people, number of days would be more than 12. Yeah, makes sense. Inverse variation is standard product, always the same. So far, so good. Next, students. The next question is, let me find this. Let me find your next question from this one. It's 21. Dmitra, would you like to read 21, please? Your question?
The equation of the parabola below is y equal x squared, if the y-coordinate of A and the y-coordinate of B are both 8. What is the length of AB?
Thank you. So let's make a picture. This M1, 21, and they give you a picture. And picture, this is parabola which vertex belong to origin, kind of like this. More symmetrical supposed to be. Kind of like this, right? And we have this AB. This is Y origin. This X. What else do you know? Y equals to X to the second. Equation of this line. The coordinate will be both. Y equals to 8. So this is 8. I would ask you, what is length of AB? So it means this one and this one, these 2 points, they have the same y coordinates. And how to find this y coordinate equals to what? 8. If you take square root of both parts, you can easily find x. X equals 8. You can represent, it's not perfect square, like 4 times 2. And square root of product equals product of square roots. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 2. It means this point is 2 square root of 2. And don't forget to put plus minus here. And this is -2 square root of 2. And how to find distance between 2 points? AB equals CD, wherever, in the same coordinates, equals 2 square root of 2 minus -2 square root of 2, which is 4 square root of 2. So far, so good. To understand up to this point, 100%, 100. And the next one is question, the last for this package. Okay, put your hands down, everybody. I believe Katerina, right? 22. Yes. 22. Katerina?
60 cookies were equally distributed to X campers. 8 campers did not want cookies, so their share was redistributed to the other campers, who each received 2 more. What is the total number of campers?
Okay, thank you. So this word problem, 22. The last most equal question from module number 1. What we know? Read line by line. Let's say X is number of campers. Okay. Now, what else do you know? 60 cookies. Students, keep in mind what they usually when you read this question, any question or problem, try to decode any word 60, right? Normal 60, digital 60. So originally they said 60. They hide the 60. And if you divide by number of campers, this you get what? Initial amount of cookie. Initial numbers of cookies per camper. Read the next line. Now, they say 8, again, they hide this. 8 campers did not want cookies. Well, how many spare cookies we have? 8, because they don't eat it, times 60 over X. So we have this cookies. 8 campers did not want cookies, so their share will redistributed to the other campers who each receive 2 more. So 2 more each. And how many campers will have? Initial X. And this, they like only meat. They don't like cookies. Smart kids. I'm just kidding. Simple logic. Because these people rejected to use these cookies. So number of people who would like to, it would be less by 8. But each of these get 2 cookies. And from this simple equation, you can easily find X. Understand this idea 100%. 100. Because equation is not difficult. If you need, I solve this equation. If not, I will go to more variable questions. Who need help with this equation, this one? How are you supposed to do this? It's linear equation, right? And this one at the beginning. After that, when I get the denominator, get quadratic equation, find solution. So far, so good, students. Let's go to next one. Good. Module number 2. Again, any difficulties, let me know. Module number 2. We start with most frequently question number 2. What is the questions you ask me? Two. And the first question is number 7. 2-7. Daniel Kim, please. 2-7. 2E7.
For a set of 11 different rational numbers, which of the following cannot affect the value of the median?
Thank you. Is 2E. Module number 7. You know what? Let me write 2E on the top. I save time to write it. This is module 2E. Whatever number is, it's related to 2E. Module. This is 7. For a set of 11 different rational numbers, which cannot be accepted with the median. What is a median? I give example. For instance, we have 3 numbers arranged, 5 numbers. 3, 5, whatever, 9, 11, and 12. Pretend I just model of this. And this middle number is a median if you have odd number of numbers, right? Median is a middle. If you have even number of numbers, you take 2 in the middle and find mean, average. Obviously, if I change this to, let's say, to 10, 10 would be over there and we will have different median, but it does not work. If I change, it's changed my order. But if I change this one, whatever, even million, nobody cares, whatever, 1,000. Median is median. So look at this. Increasing the largest number only will not affect what? The median. Middle number would be the same middle. Who understand this 100%? Typical question. Good. So in SAT, not necessarily write all these 11 numbers. Write 3 numbers and find pattern. Number 9. Few students. What is number 9 here? Okay. Who will read number 9? For instance, Oleg, please, number 9.
Ruth, how do you say that? Is a new drug designed to treat sleepwalking and has a half-life of 2 hours. It is produced in 500 milligram tablets. If 40% of the orally ingested drug is absorbed into the bloodstream, which of the following functions gives the amount of the drug in the bloodstream in milligrams T hours after the ingestion of a single tablet?
Thank you very much. Very good. You see what Oleg did? He missed this insignificant name of this tablet because they distract you. Okay? That's why in trees, instead of making some terminology, we use word thingy. Anything is thingy, or in object-oriented objects. Very good. If you don't pay attention, who cares at all about name of the drug? And this is good because they want to distract you. So let me read this problem for myself. This R drug absorbed how many absorbed? Step number 1, 40% absorbed, which is 0.4. What else? How many milligrams we have? 50 milligrams. 0.4 of 50. Okay. That's your formula. You're not supposed to multiply this. After that, half-life. Half-life. It means if you have life, it's T over 2, right? Half-life. You have here. Okay. What else do we know here? Okay, half-life. And they said, I give example, because if every time it absorbs, let's say 0.5, it will be 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 every time, right? For each of these half-life. So, a life in 2 hours means every 2 hours. Here it is. Since 2 hours, every 2 hours, T over 2, right? In this case, half-life number. Now, look at multiple choice what we have. And multiple choice, this multiplied by this. I already multiplied this. Number 4. They name this function f of t. It's equals to 0.4 times 50. Okay. And now, every time they use what? 5. Let me see this. 0.4. It's not 50, 500. This 500 milligrams. It's 2 small letters. Okay. After that, half times 0.5. And this is to power point t over to y. Y is, we have to power. It's like geometric sequence because every time the first half hour is 0.5, the second 0.5, the third 0.5, etc. Instead of 0.5. Instead of writing, you put this t over 2 because every 2 hours. If you look on multiple choice, this is clear what B as in boy. So far so good. Questions? This is 9. Okay, interpretation formula. Just read line by line, nothing else. Number. What number we have next one? Number 10. Who asked me number 10? Also many students. For instance, Mubina, number 10, please. Faster, please. Mubina. Not listening. Mubina. Parvina, please. Number 10.
Paris and Jeanne are waiting in a line to buy tacos, and Tuesday and the taqueria has a Taco Tuesday special. All tacos are 50% off. Fish tacos normally sell for $2.5 each, and beef chicken tacos are normally $1.5. They need exactly 16 tacos. They cannot spend more than $15. What is the most they can spend on fish tacos?
Thank you. This is typical word problem which better to use matrices, right? We did many times to organize this job, like shelves here. What we have? We have fish tacos object. Always call this tacos. What else? Beef tacos. And make a matrix. We have two objects and property. Read this problem. This is number or amount, number of these tacos. What else do you know? Cost of one taco. I don't know how to spell it. Or this taco. And total value each. Now, they said they have 50% special. Keep in mind, this is important. 50% is 0.5 special. And in addition, they said there are total 16 tacos. For instance, if this is x, this must be what? 16 minus x. And they provide this cost. Don't forget this 250 I use smaller here. You must multiply by this promotion special. If multiplied half of 250, 125. 125. This is dollars. What about beef? 150 also they have some special by 0.5. It would be what, 75 cents? 0.75. In all these problems, usually this column is product of these two. There's 125x. There's 0.75 times 16 minus x. Okay. And this, they have maximum $15. 15. So if you add this plus this, you cannot exceed 15. And you can write down 1.25x plus 0.75 times 16 minus x less or equal than 15. You can exceed 15. Now you have simple linear inequality. Okay, who understand up to this point 100%? 100. Mubina, you here or you want to get red dot? Okay, good. Excellent. Who has question about this? Oh, you got your microphone does not. Be ready to speak. Well, next, it's simple linear inequality. How you solve linear inequality? Distributive like terms, find x. Make number line, put solution set, and find a reasonable value, because sometimes you have decimals of this. Okay, and don't forget. Okay, when you find this, so who need help to solve this inequality? Put your hands down, everybody. Everybody down. Who need help? Oleg, who need Anastasia? Hands down. Anastasia. Who need help to solve this inequality? Nobody, right? When I solve it, I save time because we have many questions. This is just like terms, find x. And you found, I got this picture. This is 6. And x less or equals to 6. This is my solution set. But it would not be the answer because they ask you about this one, fish tacos. You have to plug in the 6 over there. And the last step is 6 times 1.25. Okay, easy. But create matrix. Matrix help you a lot. Matrices. It would be the next one. It was what, 10? Next is 11. What we have in 11? Let me find this 11. Number 11. Okay. Vlada, please, it was your question as well. 11.
A chemistry student has a 25% solution of acetic acid and a 55% solution of sodium bicarbonate, a base. How much of each solution does the student need to make a 120 millimeters solution with equal parts acid and base?
Thank you. Students, I return to previous. Who really understand this one, this algorithm? Everybody, right? Nobody has questions. Keep in mind how it works. Using terminology object-oriented programming, there are two objects. Or like kids say, two thingies. This thingy can be anything. And they are property of these objects. You create a table or matrix. After that, you get equation. Solve equation, answer the question. Let's do 11, use exactly the same approach. I just change object and properties. The same approach, number 11. Now we have solution 1. I even don't care about name of this acid. Solution 1. And we combine with bicarbonate the solution 2. And these two solutions, you can make sure they have properties. Right, property for these solutions. We have milliliters, like we did in previous problem. Percent of acid. And milliliters of acid each. Incorporate with data from this program. From this one, by the way, total. They had 120 milliliter, like we did in the previous problem. If this is X, this would be what? 120 minus X. Percent of acid, 25%, which is 0.25. 55%. It's 0.55. And this column, like in previous, product of these two columns, 0.25x, 0.55 times 120 minus x. Okay, and what they said? They said that final solution needs equal parts. So this equal to this. And you can write equation for this. 0.25x equals 0.55 times 120 minus x. My suggestion, you multiply by 100 both parts. By 100. You got simple equation, 25x equals 55 times 1, 20 minus x. Solve the equation, find x. So far so good, students? You see two different problems, exactly the same approach. Object and properties. It was 11. Many students ask the next question. Let me find this, the next question. Which is it? Surprise a little bit. Okay. Anastasia, for instance, 413. Yes, 413, Anastasia, please. 13. So you're wasting time.
Which question?
13, 2E13. You're not listening, my friend.
A basketball team had a ratio of wins to losses of 3-1. After winning 6 games in a row, the team's ratio of wins to losses was 5-1. How many games had the team won before it won the 6 games?
Thank you. Nice reading. Just be aware immediately. 2 seconds to start. Wins to losses. They said equals to 3-1. Never write 1. Use scaling factor because maybe it's 6-2. You don't know. This is given. If you have 6 more wins and loss would be the same. New fraction supposed to be what? New ratio is 5-1. So 5x equals 3x plus 6. Minus 3x and minus 3x. 2x equals to 6 divided by 2. X equals to 3. But that's not the answer. Keep in mind, this also wins. There's a total win, right? Total. So finally, combine these two results, and 6 plus 3 equals to 9. Total wins. 413. So far so good. I know we are over time, but I try to give you best knowledge, students. Okay, who understand up to this point? Alexander, you use some browsers here as well as Daniel K. Who has questions? I deliberately give you extra time to wanna have perfect score close to perfect. Try to get maximum from this lecture. Okay, really many students ask number 15. What is number 15? Oh, this is just formula. They give you everything. They give you everything. Oleg, would you like to read this 15? It was your question as well. Oh, it's not.
At 125 pounds per square inch, the break rate for sample sizes of 50 had a standard error of 0.06 and a critical value for a 95% confidence level of 1.96. Using the equation ME equals CV times SE, find the margin of error for the break rate of the entire population of samples at 125 psi.
Okay, so they give, thank you, they give everything. If I teach you statistics, we go in depth all of this, but they give you everything. They check how you understand formula. Why use margin of error? It's very important parameter statistic. It shows how many points, percent points, your result will differ from real results, right? And depends on when you study statistics or this tolerance and lending, right? Special engineering discipline, you have to know, because if you not follow margin of errors, or during poll they use how you can trust your results, right? And they give everything. Look at this, what we have. They ask you to find this margin of error, right? This is 0.06. And this is given, what is it? Confidence level is 1.96. Just multiply these two numbers. Okay. So why they give you some terminology. Remember, you read some name of these drugs, and not necessarily we're supposed to pay attention to the name of this drug unless you have internship. It's just substitution. How you apply formulas. Number next, number.
Arbor,
Yes.
can you go over number 14, please?
Which one?
Number 14, the question right before this.
Sure, just read this number 14.
Sure. An engineer performed a strength test to measure the durability of a certain plastic. 50 samples of the plastic were subjected to increasing pressures, and the results are presented below. If 10,000 samples were subjected to 100 pounds per square inch of pressure, based on the results above, how many are expected to break?
Thank you. I will refer to this table, but without writing this table on the whiteboard to save time. But look at this. On this table, you have different numbers, right? Okay, and 50. You have these samples. And what we have here so far? 3 out of 50 samples. Look at this table. They said 3 out of 50. It's written here. So what is 3 out of 50? They are broken. And how many samples? Out of how many samples? 3 out of 50. And they ask you to extrapolate in number 14. It's introduction of this. 10,000. 10,000. Right? 10,000. And they ask you if 10,000 samples were subjects 100 pounds pressure, when you have 100 pounds, and they ask you how many are expected to break. That's it. Any question, Alyssa? Extrapolation. How usually we make experiment in lab? We make some samples based on statistics. We have special rules, right? And you choose sample space. You make experiment, and after they extrapolate for entire entity. For instance, the same we do in voting. People make a poll and they ask, let's say, 10,000 people based on raw statistics, and after that they can extrapolate the result for entire state, for instance. It's simple. Not every time we have a linear relationship, but in this case, yes. Did I answer a question? Yes, no? Alyssa? I feel you still have question. You asked question. Did I answer a question? Yes or no? Okay. Good. It was number 14. Okay. Number 17. 17. Where is 17? Theodore. Theodore 17. We lost sound of students here.
The figure above shows the number of apples grown in Bob's backyard every year. One year, Bob read about a new kind of fertilizer guaranteed double the number of apples grown the year before. Assuming that the fertilizer works, in which year did Bob first try the fertilizer?
Okay, students, this double, just look at this. I will not make a picture of this since you have this in front of you. In 1997, we have value of number of apple crown is 2, right? In 1998, we have 4. So this is in 98 double because 4 is 2 times bigger than 2. Just look on this graph. Did I answer your question, Theodore?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Number 20, many students ask. Put 0. Number 20. You have f of x equals to x plus 3 minus 7. And the question is, which the following must be true? You know, by definition of absolute value, classical, equals to a if a is greater or equals to 0, or negative a if a is less than 0. And you know that I just showed, visualize this. Y equals to x. Y equals to absolute value of x. Yeah. X plus 3 absolute value. Go to the left. 1, 2, 3. Okay, pretend this is negative 3. And this is y equals to x plus 3. Graph transform, when you add, you go to the left. This x, this is y. Minus 7. Minus 7. This is negative 7. I take different color. And make this final graph. This is my final graph, this one. And the question is, which the following must be true? Well, if you look at this range function starting from negative 7 goes up. You can write that f of x is greater or equals to negative 7 and cannot be less because this is vertex of the graph. You can do it in few seconds different way. Who understand this 100%? 100. Who has questions? Wanna show another way? We can use it, right? Sometimes, not every time. I develop your analytical thinking skill. Let me use it on the screen. On the screen. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay, and what is it? X plus the absolute value minus 7. Okay. X plus 3 and minus 7. Okay. Okay. This is 6, 7. And this is the same graph. So I don't recommend every time to use it, but this you can double check and do it very fast. But don't forget you have to know graph transformation. Okay, use this Desmos calculator. Nice, helpful tools. Any questions, students? No questions. So let's go to my whiteboard. Okay. This was 20. And then few questions. We have a little bit more. Yeah. And 21 we have. 21, many students ask. Okay. Alexander, my friend Alexander, 21, please. E21, Alexander. Sleepy, Katerina, A. 21.
A bungee jumper leaps off a cliff 122 meters from the ground. Her record, when fully stretched, is 72 meters long, and it takes 6 seconds after the jump for it to extend fully. Distance between the jumper and the ground as a function of time can be modeled as a quadratic function. Which equation represents her distance from the ground as a function of time?
Thank you. O21. 2E. To E21. Then you have this cliff. How many meters they said? 122 meters. And from this point, let's say AB, they said somebody jumper when this 72-meter long, this row. This is his nice guy here. And this 72 meters long. What happens? Fully stretched. And it took 6 seconds. 6 seconds. to extend fully. Distance between jumper and the ground is a function. This distance actually, if you subtract this 122 minus 72, right, you have 50 meters actually. This is distance, but this distance between jumper and ground is a function of time. Can be modeled as a quadratic function, which equation represents his distance from the ground as a function of time. Okay. And since you understand this one, okay, and you know you can expand this in two-dimensional Cartesian coordinates. Or you know this is 2 point, let's say C, this point C, for 6 meters, for 6 seconds, right, for 6 seconds. It's from ground, this ground. You know how we denote ground in different ground? It's like this. If you study engineering, this is ground. And this is 50, this point. By the way, what they did here, they used for A and G exactly the same, I believe, numbers. But anyway. So you know, Cardinal, how to find if point satisfies the equation. Let's say f of t equals to 2t to the second minus 24t plus whatever, 122. So if this is this equation, and you have plug in here t equals to 6, 6, 6, right? What do you have here? 6? Yes, 6. And you have to check, is it equals to 50? If it's equal, yes, it satisfies this one. That's how we check it. I check 50 equals to 50. Understand this 100%. Don't forget to switch coordinates from ground, not from the top of this cliff. So practical, I explain in very details all most frequently asked questions from module 1 to E, and few questions we have most frequently asked questions for module 2H. I know students, we out of time, but put the hands down. Raise your hand who does not mind to stay a little bit more time to cover everything. Okay. Majority win, because next time maybe you get on the test. Okay. Ольга, перезвони, скажи, что я задержусь. Я пообъясню, ребят. So I'm gonna go again through most request questions. So it's nice tradition to ask me number 7 on all these modules. Okay. Probably Oleg. Yes, 7. 7, please.
Peter has 2 weekly jobs. He works in a town library, which pays $12 an hour, and he works as a cashier at a grocery mart, which pays $10.5 per hour. He can work no more than 15 hours per week, but he wants to earn at least 120 per week. Which of the following systems of inequalities represents this situation in terms of x and y, where x is the number of hours he works in the town library and y is the number of hours he works as a cashier at the grocery mart?
Thank you. Nice reading. What is the best way to organize data in word problems, Oli? Matrices, right? Let's apply this approach we did already today. This 2H, E, 2H7. So we have library and we have grocery. Two objects and property. Dollars per hour. Just read this problem. Hours. Dollars for each. You get. Now incorporate this data. This for in the library $12 per hour. In grocery 10.5. This is X, this is Y. Is usually this column is product of these two, 12x's and 10.55. In addition, they said total amount of hours with this person is supposed to be less or equal than 15. This is total. What about money? And dollar for each of these supposed to be greater or equal than 20. Not 20, 120. Beautiful. When I get this matrix, right, you can easily write two inequalities. For instance, we have this one, x plus y, this one, these two guys. X plus y less or equals to 15. And 12x plus 10.5y greater or equals to 120. So far, so good. Who understand up to this point, students? Idea is every time we use algorithms. If you remember our internship open house, I demonstrated you a book, one of the best book, with name Algorithm of Invention, written by my teacher, Henry Helschuler. In this book, he said, if you create algorithm, you can solve any problem, not only in math, everywhere. And this is, I follow some idea of trees. The name of this book is Algorithm of Invention. Everything can be written. And the second book is this one. I don't see this here or there. No. The second I show the creativity is exact science. I don't have here in front of me, but this is about, here it is. I show in open house this one. Let me see if I have. This continuation of this book. Creativity is exact science. My internship students know this, right? The best book for in cybernetics to develop analytical thinking skill. Number one. Okay. And this is my teacher who wrote this book. Did this or not? Now it's book translated to all languages in the world. Let's we are together. Dr. Faber. So my suggestion, use algorithms. Because on the test, you have limited time. No time for creativity at all. If you know algorithm, understand everything without memorization, you're winner. So many students ask number 9. What is number 9? Number 9 is equation. To H9. I erase everything here. To H9. You have 2x plus 12. equals 2 times y minus 6. And x squared equals to y. Well, if you look at this, what they ask you to find? X plus y. Step number 1, I divide everything by 2, simplify by 2. I will get x plus 6 equals to y minus 6. So far, so good. And they ask you to find, I am reading, what is it? Okay. 2x plus 12, 2, y minus 6. Okay. And now you can plug in, for instance, instead of y, you can plug in x squared. Plug in, for instance, this one. And what do you have? X plus 6 equals to x squared minus 6. Quadratic equation normalized. Minus x, and minus 6 and minus 6. All right, over there. Cancel, cancel. It will be x squared minus x and minus 12 equals to 0. Now, François Vieta theorem factorize. What number I use here? 3 and negative 4 plus 3 and minus 4. X equals to negative 3 or x equals to 4. Do you have any more restrictions here? X is greater than 0, they said. X is greater than 0. So cross it out, x equals to 4. Based on this, y equals to x to the second equals to 4 to the second, which is 16. Now x plus y. Since x equals to 4 and y equals to 16, add them up, it's 20. Okay, one of this way. Next, number 10. Number 10 also. Any questions, students? No questions. Number 20. Not 20, 10. To age 10, you have a squared minus b squared equals to x, and y equals to 2ab. Find a squared. Okay, which one equivalent? X squared plus y squared equivalent. So equivalent, just plug in. Instead of x, let me see if I wrote correctly. Instead of x, I plug in this guy. Instead of y, I plug in this one. And what I'll have? A squared minus b squared to the second power plus 2ab to the second power. And they ask you which is equivalent. Well, open parentheses, I apply this formula. A minus b to the second equals a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. it would be a to the fourth minus 2a squared b squared plus b to the fourth plus 4a squared b squared. Combine like terms. I have a to the fourth. 4 minus 2 is 2a squared b squared plus b to the fourth. And I have another formula. When you have plus, this is plus. So shrink this. It would be a to the second plus b to the second to the second. Here's substitution. So far, so good, students. I practically explain almost all these questions, most request questions. Not almost, all most request questions. Okay, good. But if you still have question, ask me, I explain. If you don't have questions, students, my suggestion, always keep in mind about this time for this class, right? To get perfect score, you have to practice two activities. The first, do the next package I send you after my next lecture, regardless of time. Try to get perfect score. Don't pay attention on time. After that, go back to previous test, which you already forget. Use stopwatch and solve this on time. Okay, like thousands and thousands of my students who get perfect or close to perfect score. You can do this. Let me write you homework. Let me write you homework. Today is 03, 02. Redo this test, which you do today, modules. All this, show your work, redo all your mistakes, and redo previous with timer. I will write here S, plural. Okay. And you get this new digital today. Plus, I will send you link since you request, based on your requests, right? Link. Here it is. Link. Daniel Granin. Link. It makes you motivated and more serious, and you will not waste your time for garbage stuff, right? Not only watch this link, but try to implement this great system for time management. Let me write here, time management. Time management. Exclamation point. Because nobody, you can give to your parents. I'm positive. All people need help for this. All people to read this book. This book must. Time management. We waste time for nothing, students. So far, so good. I ask you questions about this book. Who read this? If you don't have any questions, practically we work instead of 2 hours, we work with you 3 hours. I give you almost 1 hour extra because I care about your result. Plus, keep in mind, in Europe, they celebrate International Women's Day, right? Women's Day in March. So make present to your parents, to your moms. Try to get perfect score. It will be great parents for digital SAT. So far, so good? Good, students. So have a nice day. Be strong, be well, enjoy math. Bye. Bye, students.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Goodbye.
Nice day.
You too.